Just where are you Giants from?
We're from New York, and we. All hail the New York Giants!
Yo, what's good, y'all? Hey, the fat Humpty Dumpty bastard is gone. Good riddance, you fucking bozo. The news just broke out that Brian Daboll has been fired as the head coach of the New York Giants, and oh boy, I got a lot to say about this. Now, this video is going to be a little more yappy and less edited than my other Giants videos. I just really want to get my thoughts out there as soon as I can. Also, I got shit to do later. So I'll give my initial thoughts here. And first off, this was a firing that was a long time coming. I thought that Daboll's time was up a long time ago. And honestly, in my opinion, like I would have fired Daboll after that horrible late game collapse against the Broncos. And actually, I even read somewhere that John Mara was actually planning on firing Daboll after that game, but he was talked out of it. So there was that. Now, I was somebody that was really high on Daboll as a coach. Even going into this season, I thought that with the improved QB play and improved roster overall, that he will return to what he did in 2022. But alas, that just wasn't the case. His struggles as a head coach were understandable when Danny Derps was our quarterback and when the overall roster was just really bad. But with an improved roster and him getting his guy in Jackson Dart, and then him getting the chance to start Jackson Dart, and Jackson Dart, showing flashes of being a franchise quarterback, for the record to be the exact same as it was the past 2 seasons, which is 2-7, by the way, 2-7, I think that was a clear enough sign that he should not be the head coach for this team going forward. 0-4 with double-digit leads in the fourth quarter is just absolutely unacceptable. Now, don't get me wrong, Shane Bowen deserves most of the blame for his defenses collapsing in those games. Also, Giants, what are y'all doing by not firing that fucking pussy-ass bum, Shane Bowen? Why the fuck does Brian Daboll get fired first before this piece of shit? Why is Shane Bowen still with this organization? His pussy-ass better be out of that building by the end of the year. Nonetheless, Daboll is still the head coach. He ultimately had the final say in what plays were being made, and he should have understood that Shane Bowen was not the guy to be closing out these games. Now, if Daboll actually had balls, he would have stepped in and been like, yo, I'm play calling the defense. Now, obviously, yes, Daboll was not a defensive-minded head coach. However, at the end of the day, you are still a head coach. You're not a coordinator. You should still have a good understanding of what plays should be called on both sides of the ball. And that was one of my biggest issues with Daboll, was just that reluctance to make needed adjustments. And this ranged from a lot of things, whether it's him not having a healthy kicker available, playing guys out of their position, learning not to overly rely on Dart's legs, failing to close out games, and this team just constantly, time after time and again, looking unprepared in most weeks. These constant repeated mistakes show that Daboll was not willing to learn from his mistakes. And in my opinion, the 2 worst things you can be as a head coach is a head coach that doesn't learn from their mistakes and a head coach that doesn't make needed adjustments. Also, Daboll just wasn't the offensive-minded guru that everyone thought he was. Like, believe it or not, it was actually Mike Kafka calling plays during Daboll's first year on the Giants. When Kafka was calling the plays, like the offense, I won't say looked spectacular, but it definitely looked like respectable. It looked decent. But then in year 2, when Daboll took over play calling duties, the offense got significantly worse. And then when Kafka got play calling duties back this season, the offense once again looked a lot better. Now, some of this can be attributed to better QB play. However, let's look at Daniel Jones right now. Jones, under his first year with Daboll, looked like a somewhat competent QB when Mike Kafka was calling plays. However, when Daboll took over the play calling, Jones regressed to a bottom 3 QB in the league. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not like these other idiots. I still think that Jones is a mid at best QB, even with his current success on the Colts. However, it's a major red flag that a head coach that was seen as a quarterback guru have a quarterback that was supposed to fix turn out to look better by his own OC and then look better with another head coach. Honestly, that's when I came to the realization that Daboll was just a product of Josh Allen. Like, honestly, he was just a product of Josh Allen. And I've been seeing, when they announced that Daboll got fired, I've been seeing all these other NFL fan bases. They're like, oh yeah, I want Daboll's my OC. I want Daboll's my OC. It's like, bro, like, shut the fuck up. like seriously, like, shut the fuck up, bro. Like, dude couldn't even call his own offensive plays without the offense. The offense looked like total shit when he was calling offensive plays. What makes you think he would be a decent coordinator? Like, I get, oh, he had success in Buffalo. I mean, bro, that was Josh Allen, bro. Like, like that was Josh Allen, man. Also, Jackson Dart does not need Brian Daboll for him to develop into elite QB. I'm seeing a lot of these retards saying that, oh, Dart needs Daboll for his development. Like, no, it's the other way around. Like, Daboll was actively committing terrorism by constantly forcing Dart to do these run design plays, and he's now entered concussion protocol in his young career because of that. And I can imagine that was the straw that broke the camel's back for ownership. If you put your QB, your young QB, in harm's way like that, your ass should be gone. Plain and simple. Like, bro, honestly, I don't even know what happened, bro, because it's like, Brian Daboll looked like he was destined to be a top 5 head coach in the NFL in like 2023 when he led a bad Giants roster to the playoffs and they won a playoff game. Things looked really promising, and he won Coach of the Year because of that, because he looked so impressive with that roster. And for that reason, like, there's a part of me that I wish Daboll had panned out. Like, that 2022 season, like, is a complete fever dream for so many reasons, but one of them is because of how different of a head coach Brian Daboll looked at that time. And it doesn't even make sense to me because as the years go on, like, I know the records haven't shown it, but as the year has gone on and the roster has actually gotten like a little better, somehow he has gotten worse. It just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, oh well, I guess he was just carried by Mike Kafka and Wake Martindale in 2022, bro. I don't even know who our next head coach should be. I'm thinking about that OC on the Seahawks. I think his name is Clint Kubiak. Or maybe if the Browns decide to move on for Kevin Stefanski after this year, I say that's a guy worth giving a shot. However, one thing must be certain when deciding the next Giants head coach. Whoever we hire next should be the quarterback guru that helps develop Jackson Dart. That should be like number one priority. If not, I'm open to a guy like Robert Saleh. However, he needs to be paired up with like a really good OC that will help Dart develop into hopefully the best QB in the NFL. And I just remembered that fucking Joe Shane is sticking around for another year to help pick our next head coach. Like, fucking hell, bro. Like, bro, watch Joe Shane pick fucking Joe Brady or some shit. Like, oh my god, bro. I fucking hate the Giants, man.
Say the fuck about the weight. Hey, bitch, say the fuck about the weight. Say the fuck about the weight. Say the fuck about the weight.